regarding the powers of the European Parliament and the Council as a result of the Lisbon Treaty. The Lisbon Treaty, of course, provides additional powers in the area of fisheries to the European Parliament under Article 43(2). And the establishment of long-term multiannual plans is a core pillar of the reform of the common fisheries policy. We must find a solution together with the Council for all future management plans. And in relation to horse mackerel, the management plan for horse mackerel is based on the implementation plan agreed by the European Commission at the 2002 World Summit on Sustainable Development. And at the summit, the Commission agreed to maintain or to restore the stock to levels that can produce the maximum sustainable yield. And the subsequent proposal by the Commission was drafted in close cooperation with the pelagic RAC, who had originally put forward a proposal. Egg surveys for horse mackerel have been conducted every 3 years since 1977. However, the data collected was insufficient to allow scientists to make a full assessment of the health of the stock. So the proposed management plan addresses these difficulties by establishing a formula for vessels in the horse mackerel fishery known as the Harvest Control Rule. This rule provides a mechanism for calculating an additional ceiling of maximum allowable landings of horse mackerel harvested from the defined area. The plan, of course, was expected to come into operation in 2009 but was delayed by the adoption of the Lisbon Treaty. And in November of 2010, the Parliament adopted my report by an overwhelming majority, 651 in favour and 15 against. There were two principal issues which proved to be contentious when the Parliament reviewed the dossier in 2010. The Parliament overturned a previous decision to split the stock into two zones, separating Area 8C, located in the Bay of Biscay. This was the correct decision, as the scientific advice is clear on this matter. This is one stock which covers the entire geographical area. So as a compromise, an amendment was adopted which states that the plan shall be implemented, taking into account artisanal fisheries and historical rights. This amendment was acceptable to the Council at the time and to the pelagic RAC. The other contentious issue referred to the harvest control rule. And in 2010 I met with representatives of the Belgian Presidency prior to the adoption of the report by the Fisheries Committee. The Presidency suggested a proposal which provided the Council with a degree of flexibility in terms of the total removable amount when setting the TAC in relation to the harvest control rule. The proposal put forward by the Belgian Presidency was subsequently adopted by this Parliament. So there are varying views between the Parliament, the Council, on the harvest control rule. However, the legal advice from our services is very clear. So multiannual plans are a fundamental and a core aspect of the fisheries conservation tool, which provides under EU law must be adopted under the ordinary legislative procedure via Article 43(2). Regrettably, the Council is yet to adopt the first reading. However, I understand that the Danish Presidency is currently pursuing a proposal put forward by their predecessors before Christmas. So the delay has forced the committee in frustration to raise this matter at plenary, and hopefully progress can be made. I appreciate that all parties are working together in good faith in an effort to progress this important dossier. In recent weeks, informal contacts have commenced once more with the Council, which I welcome, and I hope that all three institutions will take a pragmatic and a sensible attitude going forward. And I believe that this hopefully will enable us to have trialogues and a second reading. And I shall do all possible in conjunction with the shadow rapporteurs, the Fisheries Committee, the Commission and the Council to reach a satisfactory conclusion which may not necessarily, and I repeat that, may not necessarily create a precedent for other management plans. And can I now dawn for 1 minute to wear my Irish cap while I have dealt with my position in fisheries. And I want to refer to the haddock quota. And of course I take the opportunity to raise an extremely important matter which has emanated from the December Council meeting, where the Ministers agreed to a 200% increase in the haddock quota in Area 6A of the North West. There has been an explosion of haddock. So Annex 3 to the Council conclusions calls on the Commission by emergency measures to adopt the necessary catch compensation requirement by mid-February to allow the fishermen to avail of an increased haddock quota. It appears, however, that trawling may be the only fishing gear used. And of course many of the small inshore, island and coastal vessels use gill nets, which is more environmentally friendly than any other type of gear. So I appeal to the Commissioner to use her influence to ensure that gill nets will be permitted under the emergency measure. Otherwise, an amendment to the Technical Conservation Measures Regulation will be needed, which will have to go through the codecision procedure. So, finally, President, I refer to the concept of regionalisation. It is measures such as the approval of gill nets which is a prime example for regionalisation. These decisions in the future must be taken at local level and not national level. In relation to the other matter, I confirm that we will work closely together to try and move on within the next number of weeks or months. Thank you.
Gracias, señor Gallagher.